During the 5 months that we were trying to work with this employee, we saw things from sales, not necessarily declining, but never increasing. All of the other things that they're responsible for, such as making sure the kiosk is clean, making sure their paperwork is, organized, making sure they have proper inventory. None of those things were done. It was a constant struggle every day. Have you done this? This needs to be done by tomorrow. Have you finished this? It's the babysitting. 1 time, 2 times, not a big deal, but when it's a daily, weekly basis, it disrupts the whole store, because then I've got to leave, and that leaves them short here. So, it creates just a bad environment when you have a bad fit.
The theme for the year for 2004 is the year of opportunity. Every single one of our areas had a lot of opportunity and a lot of change and a lot of new things going on. No more so than did the employer of choice area, and mine in particular.
My job, sitting in the pilot seat, is to figure out what is the most important thing at this point in time. How do we fly the plane right now? And we wanted to increase productivity in our sales channel. So we really focused on the sales channel, and what we found was that because we were hiring people who were not the best suited for the job and then not supervising them properly, that manifested itself in several ways. One was higher turnover. 2 was people were harder to train and were less productive and weren't able to make their quotas. And probably as problematic as that was that supervisors then were in a continual process of rehiring to fill positions. And in fact, they were spending a major part of their time in the process of interviewing and hiring.
Well, when we opened up our kiosk, that left room for 3 new employees and this is before Charlie, this was 2 years ago, that, just like I was saying, we'd get resumes in and we'd interview them, and that was it. And that's possibly where our turnover has been the worst, because for several reasons. Working out at the mall, has long hours and it's not always busy, and there are a variety of issues, but particularly out there, it takes a certain type of employee. We've probably hired 5 or 6 people out there. We started off with 3. Those 3 kind of weeded themselves out, or we weeded them out. I don't know how you want to look at it. And then we've been through 2 others. But
when people are quitting, or we have to let them go for one reason or another, the managers then become glorified customer service reps. We're working a float, we're out there on the floor, which is not a problem at all, but we're picking up slack for those vacant positions instead of getting to the things that we need to do.
We'd had a relationship with John Roach at Advantage, and he helped us on some training programs and took some training programs and customized those to our business and helped us start utilizing those. But really, I think as transforming as that was when we started thinking about pre-hiring screening, and we entered into a study with Chally and with the Real Learning Company to determine what would be a proper pre-hiring screening process for us.
It's very hard to find somebody that fits all those shoes. Or you might find one person that loves to work with people, but they're horrible at selling. Just because you like people and like to talk to them doesn't mean that you're a good salesperson. We
had one guy who he has had, I don't know, maybe 10 years of wireless experience or so. I don't know. So he's really knowledgeable about the wireless world and how phones and technology are progressing and everything. And he conducted himself real well. He enunciated very well. He was very professional. And he came back on the survey not recommended. Knowledge about wireless phones and technology and all that stuff is absolutely great. We can use that. But, if you can't make the customer happy, we really can't use you. Our number one focus is customer satisfaction, and that's what we really focus on. So I really do think we saved ourselves from a mistake just in that specific, Chally tool.
We introduced it with training, and so we use the same concept. Why are we having pre-employment screening? Well, because it provides a tool that helps you in your interview. We married that up with the audition training program, where Real Learning customized it to include the Chally, which is the pre-employment tool we use. And so between those 2 pieces coming together, The manager was not only being given the tool, but also the training on how to improve their skills in using the
Why
tool.
don't you tell me about a time when you had a difficult customer, maybe they were irate or maybe they just didn't know what was going on. We used to say, well, what are your career goals? And you know, of course somebody would say, well, I want to work hard. I want to move up in the company, and you know, my goals are to support Alamosa 100%. Okay, well that doesn't get you very far. You know, who is that person? You know, anybody can give you that canned answer, but nowadays, you know, people have to really dig down and they have to say, well, this was an experience I had, and here's how I resolved it, and you know, now they really have to let us know.
I think now they've given us, you know, we have more tools and better tools to use to get that good employee. So I think you still have the same goal, because you don't ever want to hire somebody you know is going to be bad. But I think that with these additional tools, it allows us to make better decisions.
So the end of our year, you know, we felt like we got a check in the box that said we developed our people. Are we through? No more so than anyone's ever through being developed, I suppose. But certainly I think we made a quantum leap in an organized way to enhance our organization's skills, talents, and abilities.